Hi friends! Where I live it's starting to be really beautiful weather. It's warm and it's sunny, and all of this nice weather has had me thinking a lot about Big Garden. Right now we can't go to our school to plant in Big Garden, but we can do some planting at our own homes and bring a small garden to wherever we live. I have a feeling that a lot of you might have a lot of the materials for starting a small garden at your home already. I can show you the tools that I gathered and you can see what you have. The first thing that you need for your garden is something to put your plants into. So you might use a small cup to start your seeds, or you might use a little yogurt jar or a big yogurt jar, a plastic container like this. Today I'm going to be doing my planting in my own flower pot. A couple days ago I painted my flower pot, and I put my own special design on it, which was a really fun activity for me to do. I really enjoyed painting my pot. You might want to decorate your own flower pot before you do your planting. I painted this maybe 2 days ago, and I had to let it dry for a very long time before it was ready for planting, but it's ready for planting now. Sometimes people will start with their seeds in a small cup or a small pot, and when their plant is a little bit bigger and a little bit ready, they'll move it into a bigger pot, like one of these. So you might want to start in something small and then transplant your plants later when they're a little bit bigger and a little bit more ready. I always make sure to use the kind of pots that have little holes in the bottom. That way when I water my plants, the water won't get stuck in the bottom, it'll be able to all go through. What else do we need for planting? The next material that I have is going to be soil. I have a special kind of soil that kind of says, the words get kind of wiped away, but it used to say seed starter soil. This is a special kind of dirt, a special kind of soil that has lots of vitamins and nutrients in it that are good for helping little plants grow. It's good for helping turn your seeds into nice, strong, healthy plants. At your home, your parents might give you vitamins or certain foods to help make you grow big and strong, and seed starter soil is kind of like the vitamins for the plants. It helps them stay big and strong and healthy. If you don't have seed starter soil at your home, you might check to see if you have any potting mix, or you might check to see if you have good dirt, if you have a yard that you can dig in. Most of the families, I sent a little bit of seed starter soil home with them. If you got just a very little bit and it's not enough to fill your pot, you can mix it with other types of dirts and other types of soils and just put a little bit of the seed starter soil on top, and that should be good as well. So we have our pot to put our plants in, and we have our soil to put our plants in. Next we need our plants. So if you're going to be planting seeds, there are a couple different options that you can have. I think most of the families, I sent some seeds home with them, and I got the little kinds of seeds that come in the bag. So today I got a zucchini bag because I'm going to be planting a zucchini seed today. If you don't have any seeds like this kind at your house, you might look around and see what kind of seeds you do have. Today for lunch I had an apple, and when I was almost done eating my apple, when I was at the core, I could see the seeds that were inside of it. You might take some of your foods that have seeds and see if you can take the seeds out and plant those, or look around your house and see what you have. I know that when I looked earlier today for seeds, I was able to find chia seeds and apple seeds, sunflower seeds, and lots of other different things just right in my house. There are just a few more tools that you're going to need before you're ready to get started planting. You're going to need a trowel or a shovel or some sort of scoop, something to move your dirt with. Or I guess you could probably use a spoon or your hand if you didn't have anything like that. And the last thing that you're going to need is some water. So I've already filled my watering can up about halfway with water. I think that's how much water I'm going to need. A watering can this size might be a lot if you're just planting maybe 1 or 2 plants. So you might want to get a small watering can, or I also have a small cup that has just a little bit of water in it, because sometimes when I'm pouring into a small container, it's easier for me to use something small for pouring. So now I have all of my tools and all my materials that I'm going to need laid out, and I'm ready to get started planting. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pot and I'm going to find a good place to set it to start working on my project. I'm doing my planting outside, that way if I spill any dirt or any seeds, I won't be making a mess inside of my house. So I'm going to put my pot down and I'm going to find my soil, and I'm going to scoop my soil into my cup into my pot until my pot is almost all the way full. So let's see how many scoops it's going to take for me. That was 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9. It took me about 9 scoops to fill my pot so that it's almost all the way full up to the top. Next, I'm going to get my watering can and I'm going to pour a little bit of water into my pot to make sure my soil is nice and moist. I'm going to take my trowel and I'm going to make sure to give my soil a little mix to make sure that all of the moisture is going all the way into the bottom of my pot. Once your soil is all mixed and moist, you can take 1 finger or maybe 2 fingers and put them right into the middle of the pot and make a little hole, make a little bed for your seed. Here are my zucchini seeds. Sometimes if you plant seeds, they don't all grow, so I'm planting 2 just in case one of my zucchinis doesn't grow. Remember, we don't push down the dirt because then it's hard for the plant to come out of the dirt when it's time for it to grow. And you're done. So we got our pots, we filled it with soil, we made a hole for our seeds, we put our seeds in, and usually my last step is to get something that I can use to write on or draw a picture on so that I know what plant I planted. So over here I have some sugar snap peas, and so I have a little label that says snap pea on it so I can remember what I planted. This one I didn't write anything on it yet. I just have a blank garden marker and I'm gonna stick that in there to remember that that's my zucchini seeds, and then maybe later today or another day I'll decorate my zucchini stick so that the next time I come to my pot I can remember, oh yeah, of course, that was my zucchini seeds. And then that's it. I'm just gonna put my plant into a sunny spot and wait for it to grow.